To just close this session, allow me now to invite the chairperson of each group, 3 of them. You tell us what you are able to discuss and also some of the solutions you come with. So the first group, which was moderated by Pinky Gelani, was discussing about legal framework and policy advancement to address GBV in sports. So I kindly request, humbly request Mrs. Sarah Ochwada, sports lawyer, to come and share their presentation and their resolution. Karibu sana. Let's appreciate her as she makes her way here.
Now I'm flown, told I'd never work again. Look at all I've done. Told I should sit down, so I'll take my throne. Told people like me don't stand, now we're twice as tall. We were twice as hard to get half as far.
Yeah, this is not conducive for very tall people. All right. Thank you so much for having me. Let me just correct Churchill very quickly. Mrs. Ochwada is my mother. I understand it's Mrs. Ochwada is my mother. So it is Miss. So yeah, Valentine is coming for anyone who wants to make an application. I am ready.
Sorry, so Miss.
Miss Ochwada.
Okay, karibu sana, Miss.
All right, we had a very delightful session. I'm glad everyone who joined us did not find us boring, because legal people and lawyers can be a little bit boring sometimes. So I don't know how much time do I have to report? 3 minutes. Jeez Louise. Okay, so we discussed the legal framework and policies around GBV. And our task primarily was to try and map out what we have legislatively and what we can do to fill in whatever gaps that are there. So let me summarize what we found in the recommendations that we think, if we implement today, can be very good in moving us forward in GBV annihilation in Kenyan sports. So, first and foremost, it was important to sensitize sports people around what is actually gender-based violence, what is sexual harassment, and not just from a definition standpoint, but do the victims of this violence understand what's happening to them, and at what levels? Because we've understood that it's not just women who suffer from GBV, and it's mostly a systematic degradation of rights right from childhood. So where do we get these individuals who are likely going to be victims of GBV? School systems, in their homes, and how do we sensitize them? Do we do it from a home setting or an education setting? And how then can we ensure that whoever is in the custody of a child or a minor will not be in a position to take advantage of them? So that's the first thing. Secondly, we identified a few institutions which have been established by the Sports Act, which are key in helping us to remove this or purge GBV within sports. One of which is the sports registrar. Now, the sports registrar has a very good mandate of registering not just federations, but also sports people, professionals, and support personnel. So the unfortunate thing is we are yet to have regulations around registration of sports professionals, which includes athletes and the support personnel. And what we wanted is accountability and transparency, and also pursuit of excellence in ensuring that the sports registrar actually populates this register as soon as possible. Secondly, still on the sports registrar, we felt the sports registrar needs to wield her power to ensure that the federations actually put in place GBV policies within their systems. How can she do this? Put in a framework whereby every single federation in Kenya is required to come up with a policy within a time frame 6 months, for example, and those who do not come up with these policies should be deregistered and reapply for registration after you have fixed your house, right? Third, Sports Kenya. Sports Kenya is one of those establishments we have identified which can be a neutral body to come up with a system or a mechanism for reporting which will not be intimidating to sports people, because those who are either perpetrators of GBV or accomplices of GBV exist within their own federations. So we thought we should task Sports Kenya as the neutral body to come up with a mechanism in which reporting and monitoring of GBV within sports would be important. Number 4, bridge the gap and shorten the period between complaint of GBV and issuance of protection orders by the judiciary. What we've noticed is as soon as you go to complain of an incident, you are then sent away after you've given your report. But between the moment of giving your report and getting a protection order against someone else, it could take a matter of weeks, days, and months. We would like this to be shortened to a matter of hours. This would then mean that the police and the judiciary should work together to find a mechanism to shorten the period of application for protection orders so that any victim of GBV should not have to wait very long in order to be removed from a situation of violence from their perpetrators. We also wanted to distinguish between the sporting and private lives of sportsmen and women. For the following reasons, GBV can either happen within your home setting or within the sporting setting. So, if it's in your private home or your private life, the criminal procedures and laws will take effect. But if it's happening within a sports setting, then there are 2 sets of consequences that we have recommended. One, of course, will be pursued by the state, which is a criminal procedure, and the other will be pursued through sports disciplinary sanctions, where the federations will hopefully already have disciplinary committees put in place, which can then ban the individual who has perpetrated the GBV from participating in sports or dealing with sports people. I think those are the main points. I hope I've not gone past 3 minutes. I've done well, eh? I am great like Eliud. No woman is limited. So thank you so much for your attention. We shall continue seeing you and enjoy the rest of the conference.
Great. Great. Let's appreciate Ms. Sarah Ochwada, sports lawyer. I got it right? Yes, great. All right. Asante sana for your group report and recommendation.